Hey guys, today we're gonna go over how to take care of your new pet hermit crab. Now we've got this little guy right here. Say they're small, but they're really cool as pets. And we're gonna show you a little bit about what type of equipment and care they need. So the first thing you'll need for your hermit crab is a tank. Now we recommend the 10-gallon because it provides them with enough space to really be able to crawl around and explore, and it gives you a lot of room to put the dishes, the food dishes they need, and the 2 water dishes. So we go with the 10-gallon. Now your next step will be getting the right type of bedding for your hermit crab. Now the bedding that we like to use is our riverbed sand. That's one of our preferred choices of sands to use. That'll be used as your base mostly. And then what we'll also do is we'll mix in a little bit of Eco Earth. Now we sell Eco Earth in big bags like this. We have little discs, or we have big bricks that you can get. Either one is good. This one will give you a lot of Eco Earth. So this one will give you less. Like one of these does about 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, all you gotta do is add like hot water and it'll expand. So that'll give you a lot of good Eco Earth to use. So the Eco Earth in the sand, when mixed in, it gives it more moisture and humidity in there. So when they go through their molts, they'll have a much easier time, and it'll have a less chance of them dying and drying out. So that can be a big problem if the hermit crabs get too dry. When they molt, they can actually die. So keep it nice and humid and moist, and you should be all good. Now, as far as their temperature, you'll want to keep it in the low 80s near the sands level. So a lot of people, they prefer to use these under tank heaters. This is our 10-gallon under tank heater, and these work well for keeping the ground where they hang out almost all the time. Keeps that ground warm so that they don't get too cold and it stays pretty constant. It also keeps them from drying out from a heat bulb. You can use a heat bulb, but you'll have more of a chance of them drying out if you have a heat bulb running over your cage. So under tank heater is really good for these guys. Now, as far as their food and water, the water is very important because you need 2 types of water. You need one container with fresh water that is dechlorinated. We sell special drinking water conditioning kit right here, and this will help if you use tap water. Once you add this to it, it will remove the chlorine from it, because chlorines are poisonous to hermit crabs, so you want that stuff out of there. So yeah, this stuff will make your water safe for them to drink. And then second, you are going to want a salt water dish. Now this stuff, our salt water conditioner, this will add safe ocean salts to your water that you add into the bowl. All you gotta do is mix it in, and this just is not table salt. If you use table salt, that could kill your hermit crab because it contains iodine, which is poisonous to them. So you want to go with natural sea salt like we have here. Now, as for your water dish itself, you want a bowl that's big enough for them to climb into, but not too deep or that they can't get out of. You want them to be able to get out of it, or else they could just drown in there. So this is one of the ones we use. This would be good for a smaller hermit crab. It's not too deep, but it's big enough that a smaller hermit crab could fit in there. And it's got a nice ramp that way that they can climb out. And that would work really well. We at the store we use deeper dishes, but we have a lot more hermit crabs, and it does have a little place for them to walk out of, up and out of the bowl. So that is what we use. As far as their food goes, we have some hermit crab bowls right here. You can just use a shallow bowl that they can just walk over and eat straight from the bowl. And as far as what you can feed them, they eat basically almost just about anything. They love fresh fruits and vegetables of all different kinds, apples, bananas, leafy greens. They're omnivores, so they will eat either or. They will eat vegetables, fruit, and they'll even eat like organic matter. And as you can see, they can climb out and escape. So my bowl's a little shallow here that I have him in, so he escaped. We carry some, instead of giving them fresh, we also have, if you just want something to pour into their bowl, we have some vitamin enriched pellets for them. We also have some fruit treat. So we have some dried fruit treat here, and this is a peanut treat. So you can either do fresh fruits and veggies, or we have the bottled food here. You saw this guy climbed out of the bowl. You can get something that you can add to their cage to make it more fun for them. They'll get active. They're nocturnal, so they'll be active mostly during the night. He's just very active right now because he knows he's in a little container for now. But you can give them sticks and branches to climb on. This is one of our little climbing sticks. This would be good for a smaller one. But we do sell bigger branches at our store that you can use. We also have bark and cork shelters. You can like build little shelters with them out of these, and you can make places for them that they can dig up and under. So yeah, they'll try to cram into anything. So you can put little hides and stuff in there too. But yeah, I mean, that's it as far as the main things that you need. What you can also use, we use a little hermit crab scooper for when it gets dirty and stuff. You can use this to clean up their sand. It'll sift through it and clean up all the, like, sometimes they scatter their food and you'll need to scoop it out. So that'll work great for that. And then as these guys grow, they will need to move shells. So once they get bigger, they'll need extra shells in there. So it's always a good idea to keep a few bigger shells than what they're in right now in there with them, so that they can move shells whenever they want to. So we have big ones, we got small ones, and it's just really important to use the natural looking shells, because the other types of shells that are painted, they're no good for these guys. They can be toxic paints. The paint covers up the little holes in their shell that they use to breathe through. Going natural is the best bet for these guys. Just don't mess with those painted shells. So as far as daily care with these guys, just all you gotta do is scoop out the dead stuff, just scoop out old food and poop or anything else that doesn't belong there. We also just change these guys' water daily. We give them fresh salt water and fresh water every day. Once again, just make sure that any fresh water you give them is dechlorinated. But yeah, it's really easy care for these guys, and you just gotta check up on them, make sure they're doing okay. And when these guys molt, their skin looks a lot like them, so you might think they're dead, but they're not. That might just be their old skin. So yeah, you just gotta keep them hydrated while they're going through a molt. And yeah, their care is very simple. And you'll have a cute little hermit crab, like this guy, who's really happy and active. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody.